Hey guys, happy Tuesday, or I like to say happy not Monday. It's been a little bit, so I thought I should pop on. I've been super busy, but I wanted to show little Monroe, who's still hanging out in my new Orbit Baby stroller seat. Not the stroller itself, the frame is not new, it's just the seat that's new. But I'm still loving her in this. She's in my office currently with me. That's where she stays most of the time. And she's just chilling, looking absolutely adorable. It is sunny here today. The lighting is kind of odd, sort of, the way it's hitting her, but this will give you the viewpoint of when lighting hits her face in a certain way, it makes her look very worried, very concerned, like she may start to cry, which I absolutely love about this baby. This is also good lighting to show you the color of her eyes, which I also absolutely love. I feel like she is staring into my soul when I'm looking at her, or she's looking up at me. But yeah, it's kind of a weird angle, only because the lighting is kind of off and I have a light on over there, so it kind of makes everything slightly orangey in ways. So trying to show her in somewhat natural light, but there she is. But I wanted to make a video because I haven't been on in a bit. Last week was a super busy week for me, so I didn't make any videos. It was both of my daughter's birthdays, so that of course takes precedence over most anything else. And of course I'm working, so you know, that full-time job that takes up a lot of my time and energy. But had to come on. I really wanted to take a moment and right my wrong, so to speak. So I've had some time to reflect after making the video where I was talking about my likes or dislikes of certain sculpts, and if it's, you know, if people find that it's offensive to, you know, share what they don't like about certain sculpts. And my choice of words may have not been the best. I acknowledge that. And, you know, we're all human. And in a video, we sometimes say things that offend others. And that's never my intention. I truly was just sharing as an example the pickle sculpt that I don't care for it. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just is what it is, just like many sculpts aren't, you know, other collectors' cup of tea. It's just not for them. But my choice of word of using the word syndrome really offended a number of people. So I wanted to come on and apologize, because I'm big enough to realize that when I offend people, whether or not the intention was to offend somebody doesn't matter. It's the fact that I offended people out there. So I wanted to come on and apologize to those of you that felt offended or felt like I was being unnecessarily harsh or just chose the wrong word. And I did get a couple of comments that really, well, made me sit back and think, because that's what I do. That's also why I don't delete comments under my videos. You can see them all. Unless you attack me or something really awful is said, or you attack somebody else in the comments, I don't delete them. If they get removed there because the person that made the comment and posted it removed it themselves. I try not to censor people on my channel, because everybody's opinions are welcome. That's why I put videos out. However, noting that I have offended a few people in my choice of words sparked the comment in that they thought that I had some sort of aversion, or I find people with disabilities offensive, or I'm trying to remember the exact wording, but I wanted to clarify that, because what most of you don't know about me, which is why I have a different take on using the word syndrome. Not that it's an excuse, it's not an excuse, but I would like to share my thinking behind using it, because I talk openly about disabilities and things of that nature, because my oldest daughter is actually, she was born with a physical disability. And I am very used to talking openly about it. So I have no aversion to children or babies or people with disabilities. I've lived with it my daughter's whole life. She is now 27 years old and a full-on adult, and still deals with, discrimination towards her because she has a disability. She struggles with it. So I am a person who's learned to talk openly about it, because I was very squeamish when she was born. Speaking the word disability was very difficult for me. So I desensitized myself, and I realized that not everybody else is that way. And so openly saying things about disabilities and things like that just don't come natural for most people, especially if you're sensitive to it because you either have a family member or a child or, a relative that has a disability. It can be very difficult to have anybody reference it, especially in a way that would be in a negative annotation, which is how I described the kit. And that I am very sorry for. But no, I have absolutely no aversion to people, humans with disabilities, because I have a child which I love to the moon and back infinitely, and I've watched her struggle. It's just something that I have learned to have open dialogue and conversation about, so it doesn't affect me in the way that it may affect others. So I deeply apologize for offending anyone who came across the video and felt like I was being offensive, because that really wasn't my intention. But again, intentions don't matter when you do offend people. So it's okay I feel like it's okay and very important to come on and admit when I make mistakes, because I make them from time to time. I make them while I make mistakes every day in my life, always learning, always trying to grow. But specifically when I make videos and I make a mistake by saying something that isn't the greatest and I have time to reflect on it, I will come back on always and apologize, because I think that's the right thing to do. But also, I think that putting our content out there, we're likely to make mistakes. It is what it is. I've accepted that I'm an imperfect human, and I try to do better every time I make a video, but sometimes I screw up, and sometimes I don't use the best choice of words, and I am able to reflect on that and definitely let people know that it wasn't my intention and to apologize for that. So yeah, that's important for me to make amends, I guess, when I do things that I know have upset people. I don't ever want anybody to come to my channel, and I know that one person is like, oh, it's drama by, speaking ill about a kit, and, that's obviously an opinion. But if you look back historically and you actually take the time to look at my channel, it's not drama. I don't create videos to bring out drama or start drama. It was a simple conversation. It was a bad choice of words. It was just, I could list a lot of kits that I don't love, and I just could choose different words to explain why I don't like them. So lesson learned. We live and learn, and we move on. And moving forward, I will be mindful of my choice of words in such ways that I will always try to explain, share things in a way that's not offensive. So Monroe says, I understand, Mommy. You make mistakes. You are human. But I do think it's important for those of us who make regular content, when you've upset people and that people are talking about it and want to make videos about something you said because it seemed really rude or awful, it's good to come on and talk about it. I'm not one who hides from my mistakes. I think that it would be refreshing if more people who it was brought to their attention that they've said offensive things or said rude things or, you know, made rude comments or called people names in comments. I mean, that happens a lot with certain channels. I find that it's important to come back and make those wrongs right. And that's just how I view it. Because again, I want to make my channel a happy place. I swear 99.9% of the time it really is. And I don't want to be that YouTube creator who comes on just to bitch and whine about things, which is also a pet peeve of mine that offends me, that a lot of people tend to do and use their YouTube channels in which to do. I don't think that coming on and complaining, whining, you know, putting others down is ever something that should be, I don't know, celebrated, watched, given airtime. I just don't think it's useful. There's enough, you know, sadness and depression and things going wrong in the world that you don't need to come onto YouTube to a doll collector's channel and feel worse than when you arrived watching their video. I want to make people feel happy. I want to make people feel included. And I am here for everything that gives me the feels, the good feels. This is my happy place. This is one thing that I look forward to. So I never want to make it a negative space, which is why I like to correct things and try to make, you know, my wrongs right. So again, I do apologize for the choice of words in that video. So hopefully you guys can forgive me and understand that I am human and I do make mistakes. And Monroe says, yes, 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 we all do. That is a great shot of the color of her eyes. Oh my gosh, I love the coloring of her eyes. I don't know. There are certain artists that use certain glass eyes or certain types of eyes that they just look into your soul. And not all eyes are created equal that we use in dolls. And that's one of the things that, you know, open-eyed dolls, people talk about how they don't look as real as a sleeper because they don't blink or they don't whatever. But a lot of it has to do with the realism. For me, a lot of it has to do with the type of eyes used. And when they're the right eyes, they look like, whether she's blinking or not, she looks like she is looking into my soul, which I love. The sweetest girl. So anyways, guys, I wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you all are doing well. It is finally, well, yes, it's sunny here. It's going to be gorgeous here today. We're kind of having that back and forth swing that we get in spring where it's sunny, feels warm. We'll get like a warm day and then it'll get really cold again and it'll feel like winter. Or if it's sunny and it's clear outside at night, it just drops down to almost freezing temperatures in my area, at least for a little bit. So I'm hoping by next month, it'll start staying more warm, but I think it's going to be in the 60s today. So woohoo, super glad for that. But here's little Monroe looking cute as ever, looking a bit worried. But I hope you guys are having a great week so far, and I will be back to making more videos more frequently now that my daughter's birthdays have passed. We're a family that has all of 4 birthdays. My partner's birthday is at the end of the month. I'm at the beginning of the month, and my daughters are in the middle. We're all a bunch of Aries. Very, very boisterous, loud people. If you know anything about Aries, Aries is like the sign. It definitely is very true of us. But anyways, here she is. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and you'll see me very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.